This tank is the Batchat 15555. This is a French Tier 9 SPG, and the map is Malinovka. What's interesting about this game is that we're actually going to be losing by, I don't know, 5 or 6 tanks, maybe more, and we're going to end up winning this game. And not only are we going to win this game, we're going to come back in terms of kills, and I'm going to cap to victory. So we're going to see a few mistakes. For example, you'll see that there's an RU-251 who's playing in this position. This is a great position. I love playing this position. It gives you great coverage because you can cover everything going around over to here. But the problem is he doesn't have enough targets over here. And when it's clear that most of the enemy team is up on the hill, there's going to be like 6 of them up here. And there's only going to be 1 or 2 tanks here. He should have repositioned, and he didn't. So you can see that we have a lot of allies over here. I like to be close to the enemy. I'm going to watch my white circle, and I'm going to try to position myself where I think the enemy isn't going to be able to spot me. When you're closer to the enemy, your shot arrives a lot faster, and it aims more accurately. You can see, unfortunately, I missed that shot. I'm not going to do a lot of damage in this game. Basically, we're going to lose on the hill, and that's where the big disadvantage is going to be. All these tanks are probably going to die, and all the tanks that are here in the backfield, like me, the STRV, the UDAS, probably the SPG, the RU-251, these are all the tanks that are going to survive. And, you know, there's people who say, well, you die too often early in the game. You play in the back, you're going to survive longer. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. And like I said, I'm not going to do a lot of damage. I'm going to do around 990 damage. At least that's going to be reported in the in-game results. But because I'm going to cap, that's the reason why we're going to pull this off. And one of the issues is I should have head for the cap a lot sooner than I did. And my allies, I mean, if it weren't for me, they never would have gotten on the cap. I took too long to head to the cap. We did have a lot of time. We had like 4 minutes left in the game before I got there. So I'm going to start advancing the game a little bit so we can talk more about what's going on. People are complaining about this M103. Can we see what he's doing? Let's see if we can see what he's doing. So the M103, he's in a spotting position. Well, he's dead now. I don't know if I would pick up that position. And if you're over here, you got solid objects, plus you've got bushes to hide in, and you're rather far. That EBR must have spotted him. So I don't think that that's a good position. I think he should have played in this position. When I played, this is the position that I advanced to. And it looks like we lost our FV 215B183. So again, this is a great position. If you suspect that the enemy knows you're here, you might want to switch, move back a little bit. He's going to have an issue where he's just going to run out of targets. And if you look at what's going on at the hill, we don't have any enemy tanks at the hill, but they're definitely on their way. They're definitely going to arrive. Let's advance. The game's not going to be about me. So basically, the STRV, the UDAS, the 2112, the Jagdpanzer, maybe the RU-251, we're going to be the tanks that are going to be surviving at the end of the game after they all get slaughtered on the hill. So I'm going to advance. You can see now we're getting at the point where the enemy is starting to push forward on the hill. The score is 2-5. Three to 7 is now the score. So we got a lot of enemy tanks up here on the hill. Unfortunately, they're not appearing in the game. Here they are. So we're outnumbered on the hill. This should have been my cue to leave. The score is now 4-8. However, I do have a fast tank. If I had a slow SPG, I definitely would have left a long time ago. And I was getting a little bit concerned, and I'm thinking, who is going to be the easiest target in terms of hit points, in terms of armor? I decided to go for that Leopard PTA. Now that All of my allies on the hill are dead. I do have a fast tank. I decided to leave immediately. You could see that the rest of my team, I'm guessing that we're probably going to survive. We're probably going to get the next 6 kills. I think that my team is going to make it to the end. So, okay, the STRV is not going to make it. Those guys are coming down the hill. And the STRV, I'm actually going to see him take damage while he's running away. So I know that somebody's shooting at him. The RU-251 should have left this position. He should have come up over here to spot all these tanks coming down the hill, because we don't know if they're coming down the hill or if they're going back to their cap. We don't know. But because they've got a spotter here and a spotter here, we have to assume that they're coming down the hill. I spent way too much time trying to shoot at this Leopard. Unfortunately, if I had not fired, guess what would have happened? There's going to be one situation where I fired a blind shot, and then a moment later he became spotted on the other side of the rock. So if I had held my fire, I would have been able to kill him. So the score is 5-9. We're still not sure what the enemy is doing. We obviously know where this Conway is, and I thought he was not being aggressive. I thought he was more retreating, being a little bit more defensive. So I wasn't sure that he was going to come out. Being in the water means you're going to be in the lowest point on the map, so I wanted to be in the water, which means that they won't be able to spot me if the enemy spotters advance. There's 5.5 minutes left. What I should have done was I should have wisened up and started to head this way. This Leopard ain't going anywhere. I wonder why it's not. Okay, so I'm waiting for my gun to come around. It would have been smarter for me to move southward. That was the one where I should have waited an extra second and I would have killed the Leopard. So I fired a split second too soon. Oh, by the way, somebody did kill the Leopard. I must have hit it because I got 364 damage on the Leopard, and I do have 2 kills. Maybe I was the one who killed the Leopard. So you can see that they're still up on that hill. It's not going to be long before somebody spots that STRV that's my ally. Oh, look at that. That's where they are. And look, they're all dying. And he's dead. The score is now 10-9. We really turned it around. And notice that finally the RU-251 is starting to come back to the north. And I did, like I said, I waited way too long. We knew that the south was open, and there's 4 minutes left in the game. And I thought, are we seriously going to draw this out? I was really going to be disappointed at a draw. The RU did, you know, my team is recommending that the RU go hunt for the artillery. He waited way too long. I'm telling my team, don't waste time. I mean, everybody in general, do not waste time. At some point, I'm going to decide to make the move. It's okay, now you'll see that STRV, we're going to see it as the game happens. The STRV is now running. And the reason why he's running is because someone must have spotted him. He is going to take incoming fire. You see he's got the SOS going. We're going to see him take some damage. Looks like 2 tanks, 3 tanks hit him, one of them being an arty. We got 3 minutes left in the game. Believe it or not, I am going to make it to that base, and I am going to cap it out. It's still 10-9, and I don't think we're going to see any enemy tanks between now and the end of the game. We got 2 minutes left. My team, look, we've got an RU-251 in the UDIS right near the cap, and they're not... The RU never went to go find those enemy artillery. The 2 enemy artillery are still in the game, and the UDIS could have just as well gone after them. I could have gone after the enemy artillery. I've done it before. You can see that the UDIS still has decided not to get on the cap. If the enemy resets me, then we don't win the game. You know, the way they're playing is not a wise move. And I believe that I decided to hold my fire because I didn't want to risk being spotted. I was only going to fire if somebody hit me. So it's all on me right now. It's really not proper playing style. They spotted the other SPG. Those two SPGs were both undefended for the majority of the game. They could have been spotted early. Someone could have had a Pascucci's medal. One of them was just taken out of the game. Finally, we got another tank on the cap. Got 11 seconds left, and we're going to win this. And the STRV had been reporting earlier in the game that the enemy tanks were near him. There's only 2 tanks left, and I take a final shot assuming that there might be a tank there, and of course there's nothing there. So that's the game.